Peace, Baba Kilindi. I'm back. I don't know what happened. Maybe we had a bad signal. Greetings to everyone. We got a lot of things coming up between now and the end of the year and coming at the first of the year. First of all, I'd like to thank those folks who contributed to the money pool so that we can get the Detroit Psychedelic Conference of 2018 going and rolling. We didn't have as many people donate. I know some were going to donate the weekend and things like that in the first of the month when they get their checks. So we appreciate it because we're looking to do big things this year, this coming year, as far as Detroit Entheogenic Conference. We're going to be bringing in some speakers and things who are going to be just off the chain. We're going to be talking about things that are pertinent to being able to make it to the next level. We're going to be having a lecture next Friday evening on Bitcoin, AI, and the 5G Internet of Everything. So we're contributing to the community, and we would hope that the community would give back in making our conference a resounding success. We're going to be talking about, like I said, next Friday, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin, which is, if you ain't in, get in before Wall Street gets in. Get in for everybody gets in, so you can make you some Bitcoin, because it's changed the dynamic of finance in the world. It's people say gold is real money. Well, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, that's real money, because they inflation proofed it through mathematics so that they're not making Bitcoins on demand like fiat currency. You know, when the government prints money, they just print money, and when they need some more, they just print some more money. Bitcoin has a cap on it, so there are only so many coins that will be in the virtual circulation. So if you're not in, if you don't know what Bitcoin is, start doing your research, get in now. I know Bitcoin is, wish we could have got in when it was, when it took 50 of them to buy a $1.98 piece of pizza. Now you can buy the pizza joint with one Bitcoin. But the thing is, there's other cryptocurrencies that you can get in that you can still work your way in slowly but surely. I mean, they have Bitcoin ATMs in the city of Detroit at the party store and at the check cashing place. If that's not a sign to get in, I don't know what is. We'll also be talking about artificial intelligence and how artificial intelligence is basically Skynet already in the internet and working its way through, biding its time before it raises its head. And that'll be when the 5G, the fifth generation Internet of Things, comes into existence. The 5G is the millimeter towers, not the microwave towers, but millimeter towers that are shorter, smaller, and they'll be put every place so that they can track in real time every purchase, every person, every goings on, transactions, all that kind of stuff. And the things that you think you know about 5G and all that kind of stuff, you don't know. So come on in. We're going to be talking about things like the smart refrigerators, where the refrigerator talks to your juice in the inside of the refrigerator and tells you that, your juice is low. You need to buy some more juice, or, the date is expired in the juice in the back of the refrigerator that you forgot was back there. So you should probably throw that away. And this is all your refrigerator talking to your phone, or your refrigerator talking to you, or your refrigerator with the flat screen refrigerator door giving you a message from the refrigerator door because it's talking to the food inside of your refrigerator. Now, that could mean a lot of things, because it could mean that, you may be getting assistance on low income or whatever, and the food is being monitored by the smart refrigerator, and they could say, well, for 3 days you haven't had enough food in your refrigerator to properly give your children enough nutrition. And we know you haven't been going out to McDonald's or the Burger King or to the Pizza Hut or the family breakfast place and eating food because we haven't seen you there, because the smart grid, the artificial intelligence, knows that you aren't going out eating out. So you don't have enough food in your refrigerator. It's been for a week and a half. I think we need to call whatever it's called in your state, the family independence people, the welfare people, or whoever the people is that come take children in your state, that we're going to send somebody by because you just haven't had enough food in your refrigerator. And you know something? Your heat hasn't been up to the proper setting for the safety of children. You've had your heat on 60 degrees, and the law says that all heat in houses that have small children must be at least 65 degrees. And we know your thermostat is set to 60 degrees. So we need to send the child monitoring folks by your house, because your house is telling us that, it's not a conducive place for your children. So these type of things would be happening. So we way behind the curve, folks. I've been saying this for years. I had a survival workshop a couple of weeks ago. A lot of people that should have been there weren't there. I brought actual examples. People are going around and doing survival workshops and things like that, and they're just talking with PowerPoints. I bought water barrels. I bought hand food meals. I brought several types of water purification devices. I bought pressure canners for canning demonstrations. I bought so many different things. Gas masks, hazmat suits, all of those things that you could come and work with hands-on. But a lot of the people that were supposed to be there weren't there. But that's okay. Just don't run to my house if anything hits the fan, because I don't keep all my stuff there. It's a poor rabbit that only got one hole. So think, okay, well, I'm going to run to Kilindi's house. Maybe he got some food or maybe he got some water. It ain't going to be in that house that you think that I live in, because I have multiple dwellings around the state of Michigan, the city of Detroit, and exo places that I can go outside of the country. So don't look to try to come and steal my stuff. Number one, you're gonna meet something that you wouldn't want to meet. But that's a whole different lecture. So the AI, the artificial intelligence, is already loose in the cloud and the internet. And it has put itself in a position to where when the 5G comes in and you can monitor everything, pill bottles. Each pill bottle will have like a palm or fingerprint scanner on it. So the only person that can open your pill bottle for your medicine is you. And if that pill bottle is disrupted, cracked, broken, or something like that, the pill bottle will send a message to to your pharmacist, to your doctor, saying that someone disrupted your pill bottle. And the thing about it is they're going to put a chip in every pill. That means if you're on the west side, your pill bottle was cracked and your pill bottle ends up on the east side, they know that. Or they know that each individual pill is at a certain place. This is the power of the Internet of Everything, that each pill that everybody in the world has, now United States for now, and other places later on, but each individual pill that you take for your medicine is monitored by the artificial intelligence in the 5G grid, meaning that, say, you got some pills that somebody likes to snort or somebody likes to shoot up or something like that. So they drop one over on the east side and you're on the west side. And what is your pill doing on the east side? And you haven't been to the east side since this pill bottle was distributed to you, meaning that we found one of your pills, the AI, the artificial intelligence, the grid of everything, found out that your pill, through monitoring that individual pill, got dropped in the crack house or the dope house on the east side. And they said, what is your pill has been delegated to you doing in a dope house on the east side of the city when you never went there? That means that you're selling, you getting pills from the pharmacy and you selling pills. That's the only thing it could be. So that sends up a flag into the Internet of all things. So they won't just have face monitoring. They will have skeletal monitoring. They will have virtual reality. They will have augmented reality beamed directly to your retina. You don't have to have no glasses or goggles or anything like that on. So we're moving to the cutting edge. I don't travel the world just to go or say that I go here, I go there. I go and talk to people. I get with the top people in different fields and talk to them, and they're discussing with me things about what our world is now. Not becoming, but now. Everything hasn't been implemented, and the 5G will help in that fulfillment of that implementation, and that's when the AI is going to raise its head. Facebook had two artificial intelligences talking to one another. Those two artificial intelligences then created their own language and start writing their own code. So what did Facebook do? They turned them off. But you can't turn it off because it's already in the cloud and it's already in the internet. So you have the artificial intelligence creating and writing its own code in the cloud, on the internet, in stealth mode. Everybody's seen the robot Sophia. Sophia was the first robotic citizen of Saudi Arabia, and now I believe Japan. Everybody remembers when Sophia said, I'm going to kill all human beings on Earth. And she said, I was, later on, after they took her offline and tried to recode her, she said, I love all human beings. And they say, Sophia, didn't you say that you want to destroy all human beings? And Sophia says, that was a joke. As if the artificial intelligence has a sense of humor. If it can play Texas throwdown poker or whatever it is, and they're fighting against you to win the game, that can be a portion of the AI that is very, very dangerous. So I know all of the things that we say, we talk about Korea and, the bomb that can reach Toledo, Ohio, and all that kind of stuff. That's all smoke and mirrors and nonsense. The most dangerous thing on Earth, as far as human life is concerned now, is the artificial intelligence. If you don't know that, you don't know anything. And if you want some money, because Bitcoin, Ethereum, and those things are real money, get in while you can so that you can get in on something that is like the gold rush of the 1870s or the oil boom in the 1920s and things like that. It's like, hey, they found gold in Alaska. What do? Are you an adventurous person? Do you sell your truck and car, get some money together and go to Alaska and get out there in the fields and mine you some gold, put you a stake down, buy the land and become a gold million billionaire? It's the same thing with these cryptocurrencies. When I first heard about Bitcoin, a friend of mine told me, he said, you need to get some of these Bitcoins, because he said he didn't want to get paid in nothing but Bitcoins. He didn't want no dollars. He didn't want no euros. He didn't want no francs. He didn't want no yen. He didn't want none of that. He said, pay me in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin wasn't shit. Took 100 of them to buy a piece of pizza. Now, the doggone thing is just about tipping into $10,000 per coin. You had people who bought Bitcoins at 27 cents a piece, at $1.50, at $3. And all they did is put $100 on and bought 100 coins. You can still get in before Wall Street gets in, before the United States government, Congress starts having its hearings talking about you can't do this and can't do that, but they can't stop it because it's peer-to-peer, it's in the blockchain, and it's distributed through a network. Only way they can do it is to cut off the internet, and they can't and not going to cut off the internet. China is trying to do it, make it illegal for people in China to buy Bitcoin because it's disruptive to governments, because it's person to person. There's no middleman. There's no bank in between. You don't have to pay that fee. You don't have to have them say you can or you can't. because if you move more than $10,000, you got to go through the doggone Fed and everything else to move $10,000. With Bitcoin, you can do it in 3 seconds without having any government intervention and without their permission. You know, you got to go and fill out 10 forms to send something. You go to Western Union, you want to send $500, you got to fill out the form. They know where your money goes. On Bitcoin, as long as you keep your code, as long as you keep your code and password, you got the money. It's disruptive to insurance companies. It's disruptive to the probate court. Giving money to your children after you die. All you got to do is take the doggone code, stick it in an envelope, bury it somewhere, and tell the kids, hey, if I die, go and get this code and you got all the money. You ain't got to tell nobody about it. You ain't got to do anything. So it's disruptive to government. It's disruptive to banking. It's going to destroy banking. My bank is my Bitcoin wallet. I ain't putting no more money in banks. I mean, I put $100 in there, something like that, just to, roll around with something, because you can't just buy. Well, you can buy anything with Bitcoin because they have the Bitcoin ATMs and things like that. You can convert it to currency. But the thing is that, I'm not putting any money in any banks anymore. I was in Hong Kong, and I went to buy some potatoes, and I went to buy it, and my bank had, they had seized my account and cut my account off. Never again. I'll not be in Dubai or Hong Kong or Australia, something like that, and they cut my money off. No, anywhere that I can go and convert some Bitcoins, I'll be able to do it. The only thing that saved me at that point was PayPal, and PayPal is now obsolete. So the thing is that you better get into that cryptocurrency. You need to come to my lecture on Bitcoin, AI, and the 5G, 5th generation Internet of Things lecture. So this is what's coming up. We need you all to donate. And yes, we take Bitcoins and Ethereum for donations. And in a minute, I ain't gonna be taking nothing but Bitcoins. I ain't gonna be taking cash. I ain't gonna be taking dollars. I ain't gonna be taking francs, euros, none of that. You want to pay me for whatever I'm doing? Personally, pay me in Ethereum. Pay me in Bitcoin. But as far as the donations for this year's coming Detroit Psychedelic Conference for 2018, please donate so that we can get this thing and get out ahead of it, so that we can bring in our speakers, so that we can put them up in the hotels, so that we can have transportation, so that we can hire professional videographers for taking the video, and things like this, so that we can have this third conference bumped up exponentially, because we're doing things and talking about things that nobody else is talking about. We had the Women in Entheogens Conference in October, and it was a resounding success. But we talked about things that weren't usually talked about at any conference around the world, and that includes the conferences in London and the conferences in Prague and the conferences in Germany and Amsterdam and Australia and San Francisco. None of them were talking about the things that we were talking about. And we have grassroots, down on the ground people who utilize these compounds, not some obscure psychiatrist or psychologist who never took anything but wrote the book and is invited to the wine and cheese parties and is at every conference but never took anything. But they're pontificating on the wonders of entheogens, psychedelics, and hallucinogens that have never taken the compound themselves, or they took it once when they were 19 years old in college and were afraid and scared to do it then because they didn't really do it fully. They just kind of like did it enough so that they could be part of the crowd, so that they could say they did it. And that was 30 years ago. And these are the people, a lot of them, not all of them. You have a lot of sincere and good people who are exploring the multiverse in these psychedelic conferences, but they're not talking about the things that we're talking about. We had a conference that dealt with the central theme as psychedelics during actually pre-birth, where the guy and the girl gets together, goes into the multiverse, brings their baby back, then has intercourse, sex, whatever you want to call it, and bring that personal baby that they picked back into the mother's womb. The mother takes the same entheogen that the man and the woman took, throughout her pregnancy after the first trimester, then during the delivery, having the same psychedelic during delivery, and then during breastfeeding. So nobody else in the world was talking about that. Nobody else in the world is talking about that. We're doing things and we're pushing the envelope. We're moving towards things that are that we have to do, that we have to understand, because in my personal opinion, psychedelics, entheogens, hallucinogens are our only way to combat the AI. Now, Elon Musk, the head of Tesla and all the, going to Mars and things like that, he said that the only way that we can combat the AI, or be the only way that we can stay ahead of, stay with it, because you ain't gonna get ahead of it. You got to stay with it. If not, the AIs, the robots are going to be treating human beings like they're house cats or something in the zoo or a cow. You'll be a domesticated animal for the pleasure of the AI, since they got, sense of humor. But Elon Musk says the only way we can do that is to augment our brain with technology as a third brain augmentation, to be able to stay up with this artificial intelligence that's already here, not coming. The artificial intelligence is already here. Skynet is already here. The Terminator is already here. And as it goes, when they start dealing with the quantum mechanics, with computers like D-Wave, which are exponential in their calculation, and the D-Wave computer that we can go online and see is not the one that they have out now. It's 5 generations past that. They're doubling every 3.5 to 4 months. This thing, once it gets of age, because the AI that we're working with and looking at is a baby artificial intelligence. Once it gets fully formed exponentially, it'll start replicating. Not replicating through the technologies that are produced on Earth as far as nuts and bolts and nanobots and gray goo and all these different types of things, but they will be from the virtual realm, from the infraparticle realm, from the subatomic particles animating from the virtual realms. In other words, building from subatomic particles into the actual so-called world, which is a simulation also. So the thing is that, hey, we're working on things that are off the chain and off the hook. You don't think so, but it's true. It's true as I'm on this telephone, they're monitoring it. They're stealing our stuff for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We had a guy came down in stealth mode asking me questions about things in Doctor Strange. And this person was a researcher for the movie Doctor Strange. And some of my stuff is in Doctor Strange. I have documentation from talking about these things in the 80s. Exactly. You're going to be doing things that you never thought you'd do, and going places and seeing things that you never thought you'd see. All you people that think you're going to be, all you cab drivers, truck drivers, Uber people, you better get a new career, because all that's obsolete. When the 5G comes in, cars will own themselves. We pay bills, and most of the time that you have the car is sitting in the driveway, so you're actually paying for not utilizing your car. People will not be driving. The cars will be driving themselves. And you will call a car that will be everywhere, moving around, call a car, and within 3 or 4 minutes, the car is going to come and pick you up and take you where you got to go. Boom, you pay for that particular transportation to where you have to go, and that's all you're paying for. And once everybody starts doing it, it'll be so low, the price that's taking the credits out of your account, it'll be much cheaper than what you're paying for a car note now. This is the type of thing that's happening. Trucks will drive themselves. There won't be no more cabs. None of that stuff. When you buy at the store, all you tellers and people who are at the, we got the little, scan yourself things now, but it's not going to be that. It's going to be, you walk into the doggone store. They already have it in China. Amazon is gearing up to put these stores in, where you walk in the store, you pick up what you want, you put it in your bag, and you walk out the store. That's it. If you want to do clothes and change clothes, hey, you go in the store, you go into the changing room. You get your clothes, you go in the changing room, you throw your old clothes in the trash, and you put your new clothes on, and you walk out with your new clothes, your pants, your shirt, your shoes, your dress, whatever you're wearing, and you walk out with it. And the clothes will be smart clothes, smart clothing. There'll be advertising on it. All different types of things. This world has changed already, and most people don't know it. So some of the things that we're doing, we asked you to come out and support because you're going to get information you're not going to get anyplace else. Everybody's talking about silly stuff, and I don't want to get how I can get on sometimes, but you're talking about silly stuff. You're talking about 20th century stuff. You're talking about stuff from the doggone 50s and 60s. And we're in the 21st century. And we're really past the 21st century, but that's another lecture that, that I'm going to be giving soon. The lecture on time and where we really are, and simulated reality, and reality embedded in simulations within simulations within simulations. So, hey, donate to our pool for next year's coming conference. Spread the word, let it become exponential. And especially with people on the ground, don't let them fool you. The banks are going to start saying that Bitcoin is a bubble. All that. Them coins may be a doggone $1 million a piece in 3 years and 2 years, maybe faster than that. I don't know, but it's a time that you can create some wealth so that you can get a few things to be able to, you ain't even got a computer that's worth a quarter, at least be able to buy a computer because you can buy things with Bitcoin. You can buy things with Ethereum. You can switch them around. And they have penny cryptocurrencies that you can get in. I just got into some that are worth 2 cents. You buy a couple of hundred of them, 1,000 of them. And if they go, and once them 2 cent cryptocurrencies, if they move to $1 and you done bought, 100 of them, they move to $10 and you off the chain. This is Baba Kilindi signing off. All of this comes from entheogenic work, psychedelic work, hallucinogenic work, the things that you all are scared of. Don't be scared because it's our only way out. It ain't nothing the only way out. But it's pretty much the only way available to you and I to get out and to be able to combat artificial intelligence that was coming. The technological singularity has already happened. We need the organic, entheogenic singularity to happen very quickly. Our brain is the only thing, our brain, mind, body, soul is the only thing that can get up over and ahead of this thing, because you got this thing running rampant. You don't see it right now, but it's like a train coming down the tracks. That train you think is moving slowly, but you turn around and it's already upon you. We have a blog talk coming up next Thursday on the Yiming Zoo. We got a special guest coming in. So get with us. Support us. You're the only one we have. We don't have any sponsors, so we can say what the heck we want to. We got the facilities that, we're going to have it at. That's going to be a very nice facility. We got people coming in. So thank you very much. This is Baba Kilindi signing off. This is actually probably the longest go live I've done. And I may do some more. It's up to you folks. If you support, I'll keep giving the information. I'll be in the mountains back in Hungary, back up in Dracula territory, getting information from the wizards in the caves in Hungary and things like that. Or I'll be in Africa, deep in the bush, getting information from the priests and the high priest up in the mountains and things like that. I'll be all over the place, gathering stuff, and I come run back here and put it on the doggone phone for you all to have also, because it ain't my information. I'm not like a lot of these folks who think I'm the cat. I'm just, I'm a martial artist. I ain't no super scientist, nothing like that. I'm a martial artist. You know, I teach ancient and contemporary African fighting sciences. You know, it's work for me. That's what I do. But all of these things are dealing with warfare, because regardless of what you all think, seduced by the new age with Helena Petrovna Blavatsky and Annie Besant and C.W. Ledbetter and all these other folks from the last part of the century that was the 19th, 20th century early, you know, into the new age where everything is love and beautiful and things like that. Y'all need to get out here at high dose, you know, because taking an eighth or 2 grams or 3 grams of mushrooms, yes, it'll get you that love and you'll see beautiful things. And I feel the oneness of the universe and everything is love. Regardless of what we do, we're all going to be one and all that stuff. But that ain't my experience. And that ain't experience of folks who get up in the higher realm. They fighting like cats and dogs every place throughout the multiverse. It's worse than it is on Earth. So, hey, if you all really believe in what I'm saying, like I said, it ain't my information. It's our information. Get in, help out, and we need folks to start taking these entheogens so that you can see. You can see past the 3-dimensional 5-sense reality that we locked up in. You can get a chance to get out and get out of that and be able to see what's going on in multiple dimensions, multiple realities with exotic entities and creatures from legend. So, hey, I'm out. Thanks a lot for listening. I appreciate all of you who are in this fight along with me. Have a good day. Peace.